Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounding. So the charts went absolutely crazy yesterday. How we sound? Charts went crazy yesterday. Um, GU did a nice move last night at midnight. Did a nice move to the upside. Midnight between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. midnight. Just broke this level right here. So we're looking to see if we can hold 36.35 as support. If so, we're gonna look for buys going to 36.60. That's what we're looking at right here. But if y'all watch the Sunday chart analysis I dropped Sunday night for y'all, like I always tell y'all, it goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but NAS US30 ended up going as projected yesterday. GU ended up going as projected yesterday from the live stream. GJ ended up going as projected yesterday from the live stream, as well as gold ended up going absolutely crazy and projected in the live stream yesterday as well. So we're going to be looking for a possible setup here on G. I want to see if we can get a retest here. It's already did a decent move for the day though. But as you can see here, we can see what we was looking for last week and why we was looking for buys yesterday. Nice higher high move yesterday and last night. So we're going to see if we can maintain this level right here. We're going to look for a retest. Now, we do have news at 8:30. We have 8:30 Canadian and USD news. So do keep that in mind. I'm not going live with members and students during this, but do still keep that in mind. So, like always, let me try to fix the mic. I don't like how I'm sounding. Hold on. Let's see if we sound a little better. All right, we sound good right now. All right, y'all. So again, just a quick recap. As far as the signal is concerned, we went 2-0 yesterday, but I ended up taking this GU setup as well as the NAS100 setup. I don't have the NAS100 up right now simply because it just made all-time highs again, so I'm not going to be trading that until we get another retracement. Just like with gold, I left gold alone for a week and a half because the same thing I was looking for a retracement. Also because a lot of times the setups I was looking for price was just below through, as you can see right here. Like we saw Thursday last week, this is the setup was looking at, but instead of retesting, it just blew through the level and took off. But again, we went for the same setup here. Did a nice retest. Hit TP2 a couple times, then broke through that level. Then the volume kicked in, as you can see, 9:30. That thing just pushed. The rest of New York session has been consolidating since last night. But we caught a higher high on gold yesterday. Again, this is why you don't want to just try to beat price too and just want to keep it simple and go with the flow of price. Even though price made all-time highs and things like that, we still went for buys because again, we're in an uptrend, we only want to look for buys. Just like if we're in a downtrend, we only want to look for sells. Ended up taking a GJ setup twice yesterday. Going to be looking for a possible another GJ setup. If we can maintain 220 as support, we can look for buys, go back up to the highs at 260. We do have some GBP and JPY news later on this week, though. But we'll deal with that when we deal with that. As far as today's concerned, we only have 8:30 news for the Canadian and USD pair. So, like always, if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., we're just gonna wait for the 8:30 news to pop off, and then we're gonna wait for 9:30 New York Open, well, not New York Open, but Stock Exchange Open, to see what setups we can find. Also, gonna be looking for a retest right here. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. Make sure to like the lives. Y'all hop up in here. Y'all subscribe. If you're not subscribed already. And like always, you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But yeah, we're up to a great start this week. See a GJ can break back above. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. New 15 just popped up. Those just showing the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. We have not entered this trade yet. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal and free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well. Make sure to check that out, as well as explore the playlist, because I did drop a few videos for you last week as well, as I got a new video dropping for y'all today. So again, we're got a couple setups we're looking at right now. Mainly paying attention to GJ and GU because again, we just rolled the all-time highs on gold and NAS100 yesterday. US30, we can look at possible buy setups as well. Let me pull up my US30 chart. So as you can see, it didn't do as big as a move as NAS100 did yesterday. So we're still looking for buys here. As long as we maintain and hold 45,830 as support, we can look for buys going up to 45,990. And then we can hold that low as support. We can look for continued buys going to 46,120. We got a lot of news events this week, though. Start off the week off right, though. No news. Still got some nice news. Going to see what today does. Again, if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., we're just going to wait for the news to play out 8:30, and then see what 9 a.m., 9:30 looks like. I do not know how to trade news events. Make sure to check out the How to Trade News video I dropped last week, and also make sure to check out the How to Trade News playlist on the channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You see that scrolling at the bottom of your screens. Instagram, playmaker_weight, TikTok _playmaker_weight_. All right, here's the retest we was looking for. Let's see if we can maintain this low as support. Again, it has done a big move for today. Like I always talk about, when we see price do a big move, especially if London session hasn't started yet, especially if New York session hasn't started yet, we're either going to see a normally large candlestick take place, or we're going to see some possible retracement. So we cannot hold this low as support right here at 36.35. We could possibly see price retrace and then retest 36.10, 36.15, where we can look for buys. But we're looking for buys nonetheless. So we're about to see if we can maintain this low as support. And then again, if y'all was on the live stream yesterday, NAS100 when that's projected as well. Remember, I was telling y'all I did the move last night after I dropped the Sunday chart analysis. Then 4 a.m. candlestick, as you can see right here, projected. Then you see price broke back above and retested, and then pushed to the upside. I didn't ride this entire wave. I'm gonna lie, I got worked out like right here. But again, new all-time highs got hit, so we're not gonna really trade NAS until we see another retracement. Yeah, that's a big ass high right there. So we're gonna let NAS do its thing right now. But if it does retrace, we could look for some possible setups. GJ, we might see a move today on GJ, but again, we do have GBP and JPY newsletter on this week. So I have a feeling that the newsletter on this week's gonna affect GJ, or GJ is gonna kind of wait for that news to play out before we see something. Because yeah, we caught a nice move yesterday, but again, the market structure is still super wicky, super choppy, even on the bigger time frames. Yeah, so we'll see if we can hold this right here. If you guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at these charts, drop in the chat. Let's see if we can hold this low at support right here. Let me get this off the screen. There we go. See that a little bit better. See what this next 5 minute looks like. Don't buy those liquidity sweep. Um, Shout out to you. You're probably new here, but I don't trade based off liquidity sweeps and all that good stuff. I don't really care too much about that. Um, all I really care about is going with the flow of price. So again, if price can hold 36.35 in support, I'm going to be looking for buys going to 36.60. Like I said earlier, if you missed it, rewind like maybe 5-10 minutes. But again, I already talked about what we got going on here. I already talked about how we have a higher high getting made, how we've been struggling to break past this level, and how we already did a decent move for today. So we can't hold this level of support. We're going to most likely retrace back down to 36.10. And if we go 36.10 to support, then we could look for buys going back up to 36.35. But my game plan is buys regardless. So I'm not in this trade right now. Like I said, I'm waiting to see if we can hold this level as support. But I don't really trade based on liquidity sweeps, fair value gaps, all that good stuff. All I do is go with the flow of price. Who made some bread yesterday, y'all? If y'all was in the live stream yesterday, literally every chart we was looking at yesterday when it's projected. Of course, we entered this trade live yesterday. Caught a nice one, the 4RR on gold. And then GU ended up going as projected in yesterday's live stream as well. If you took the study, you could have caught a nice 1 to 3 RR on GU yesterday. And then also, of course, GJ, when that's projected from yesterday's live, you would have been here during the live stream. You could have caught this nice setup, then nice 1 to 2. Then I re-entered, caught another 1 to 2. Looking for another possible re-entry here. But as you can see, it's kind of just consolidate underneath this level. So right now we're looking at GU and GJ for more buys. We do have USD news later on today, right before New York. Well, New York starts at 8, but I'm talking about 9:30. We have news at 8:30. So again, if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., we're just going to wait for the news to play out, and then we're going to look for setups at 9 a.m., 9:30. Got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. All right, new 15 just popped up. see what we got going on. Let me put US30 back up. Move that to the side. Probably provides from up here. Oops. GG is still hugging this level. Let's see if we can break through this consolidation right here. Again, we can maintain 220 as support. We can look for the same buys that we caught yesterday. Looking for buys going to 260. GU, again, we're looking to see if we're going to hold this level of support or retrace back down and hold this level of support right here at 36.10. But we're looking for buys regardless. We finally broke past 35.70, which we were struggling to do last week and the week prior. Because again, last week we caught this GU buy setup. We went for buys Wednesday and Thursday. You can see price because all did it here Friday. And then again, if y'all was in yesterday's live stream, y'all would have saw price below through this level, retest, beautiful push to the upside. So we're going to be looking to maintain these levels here. So we can continue to ride this higher high and ride this push to the upside. Right again, we finally broke through this level. So now we're going to either see price blow through this next level or we're going to see price retrace and try to turn this resistance level into support and then continue to push up. But nonetheless, we're still bullish, still looking for buys. We keep pushing up. BJ pushing back up as well. Appreciate those that like the live. Make sure to like the live if you have not already, and make sure to subscribe. We just broke past 3,850 subscribers. Let's get to 3,900. New 5 minutes about to pop up. Got off the screen. New 15 an hour about to pop up. I'm gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. Again, we got news at 8:30 today. Prices retracing. US30 slowly pushing, and GJ still kind of chilling right here. All right, new 15 an hour popped up. What do I think about gold? I'm letting gold breathe for the day. We caught the gold setup yesterday. We rolled the all-time highs back up. If you was a live stream yesterday, you could have saw this take place. We was in the trade live. We took the trade live, and it wasn't at the beginning of the live. It was literally like 30 minutes into the live stream. You see, we went live at 3:05 yesterday. And if I go into the advanced play signal room, these are old signals. Nobody take these setups. But then we go on the advanced play signal. You can see we entered just 3:33 a.m. We entered GJ at 3:34. And then it's just the same exact screenshots you'll see in the free signal free Telegram, first link in the description. So as far as gold right now, it's at all-time high. So I'm not really going to trade it unless it retraces, right? Because we might know where our stop loss is going to be, but we can't really have an actual target price without just guessing, because again, it's making new levels as we speak. So the only way I would look for buys on gold is if we see a retracement take place. So gold retraces back down to 3660, 3662. And can hold this low as support. We could look for buy to come back up to the highs at 3686, or even if it retraces back down to 3638, 3636, hold this as support. We could look for the same buy setup. Excuse me, we went for yesterday. So I'm gonna look for retracement. So if it does retrace to one of these two lows, we could look for buys. But if it maintains 3684 support, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. But yeah, that's what's going on with gold right now. We got that higher high yesterday. Nice push to the upside. But yeah, that's what's going on with it right now. As you can see, it was consolidating, just broke that consolidation. So yeah, we're just gonna let gold do its thing. Same thing with NAS100. We caught the all-time highs on NAS100. I didn't catch the whole move like I did with gold. I caught like half the move and got wicked out. But same thing with NAS100. We rolled the all-time highs on that yesterday. So now, whoops, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. All right, we caught this setup in yesterday, and then price just kept on flying. So same thing with NAS100. We're gonna leave NAS100 alone today because it's making new highs. So unless it retraces, I'm just not gonna really mess with it. So that's why I'm switching back to US30, because US30 there's levels that I can actually trade off of, so I can have a game plan for it. And we're still looking for buys in US30, right? Just like we just keep. If you go back the past couple months, you'll see us switch back and forth. We rolled the NAS100 all-time highs, and then when NAS100 a couple months ago hit all-time highs, we switched to US30. We rolled the US30 all-time highs, and after we hit the US30 all-time highs, we switched back to NAS100, and then we just kept flipping back and forth. Just kept flipping back and forth. Like prior to this, we caught the all-time highs on US30, and then when price retraced, we got another buy setup. We switched to NAS100, so now we're back on US30 because NAS100 is at all-time highs. So with US30, if we can maintain the whole 45,830 as support, we can look for buys going to 45,990. And if we go hold 45,990 as support, it's 100. So I'm looking at GU, and I'm also looking at GJ as well. So US30, GU, GJ are the main three I'm going to be looking at. GJ, if y'all was in GJ's live, I mean, not GJ's live, yesterday's live stream, you could have got this GJ setup. Trade's still valid. Never hit stop loss, but I got wicked out, obviously. But if we can maintain 220 as support, we can look for buys, come back up to the highs of 260. But unlike how it did yesterday, tried 3 different times, we need to hold this low as support for the uptrend to continue. And then GU is doing exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's retracing. So we're going to look to see if we can retest and maintain 3610 as support and then look for buys. Or if we can break above a whole 3635 as support, we're going to look for buys going to 3650. So that's the game plan for today. Again, we do have news at 8:30. So we don't see any action between now and 4 a.m. I mean, not now and 4 a.m., now and 6 a.m. We're just going to wait for the 8:30 news to play out, and then we're going to look for a set at 9:30. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at the charts, drop them in the chat. Again, this is another example why I don't like to breakout trade. I like to wait for the break and retest. Because imagine if we would have FOMO'd in 3 3:15 and went for a buy here instead of waiting an extra 5-10 minutes to see if we could hold that support. We'd be an unnecessary drawdown right now, and at potential risk of taking a loss for no reason. Right? Patience pays. Right? Just like right here. Price broke, price broke, price broke. But here, price broke, retested and held, and then price pushed to the upside. See what I'm saying? Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Instagram playmaker underscore weight, TikTok underscore playmaker weight underscore. Post daily on both pages. See what this next 5 minute looks like. It's already the middle of the month, y'all. So just a quick recap of how we're doing so far this month. It's crazy how it's already in the middle of September. It literally feels like September just started. I know I'm not tripping, but y'all know I'm also terrible with time. But we hit that first link in the description, join the free 7 free Telegram. And again, yesterday we started the week off with a bang, went 2-0. So we're 2-0 so far this week. Caught a nice 104 RR on gold, 4,500 pips. Then with GJ, caught 50 pips, caught a nice 102 RR. As far as how we did last week, we went 3-1, getting a 75% win rate. If y'all have not already, make sure to check out the Sunday chart analysis. I drop this at the beginning of every week. Like I always talk about, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over the news for the week as well as what I see price doing throughout the entire week. Check out last week's Sunday chart analysis, and then compare it to what price is looking like this week. You'll see a lot of charts end up going as projected last week as well. But as far as how we did last month, like you see on your screen, we went 23-2, giving us a 92% win rate. Caught 81,274 pips. And as far as how we did quarter two, if you go to July, as you can see right here, and then we scroll down July 2nd, we went 52-6, giving us a 90% win rate, caught a total 119,274 pips. We've been absolutely killing it this year. But yeah, right now we're just looking at GJ and G right now. GJ is kind of teasing us. I want to see if we can hold this low as support. That's what I'm really watching and paying attention to right here. I like the retest right here. I want to see if we can turn this from resistance to support. Right here. If you go to where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos, over 1,800 photos. You can see screenshots, potential screenshots of cities, as well as student results and testimonials. I got to post some more student results and testimonials. I don't really like to be too spammy with it, but I do have some more. I'll probably post some more later on this week or next week. Whenever, but I'm going to post some more. So I do got some more updated testimonials and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's called a playbook for a reason. We've been doing this shit since 2022. Averaging high 80, high 90% win rates on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. So I like how GJ is looking right there. It's a nice push right there. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at these charts, drop them in the chat. I like how GJ is pushing. It's a nice push right there. GU's going back up as well. Where are you? So we're gold. No, not in the GJ trade. If you, the easiest way and the only way you'll really know if I'm in a trade is I'll put it on top of the candlesticks, right? So if you don't see me have it on here, I either am not in the trade or I just jumped into the trade and I didn't tell you I'm in the trade yet. But it's about always just like we see with GU, right? Just like we see with US30. I always have my game plan ready. It's like I be talking to y'all about in the trade breakdowns on here, as well as during the TikTok lives, like we did yesterday's live on TikTok, right? Every trade you take, you should already know what your game plan is. Every single live stream you watch yesterday's live stream, any of the live streams last week, you're always going to see to the right of the candlesticks to the right of my screen buys or sell positions because I already know what my game plan is. I already did my analysis. I already know where I'm going to enter and exit at. I already know how much I'm risking. I already know how much I'm going to potentially make if my TP gets hit. I also know how much I'm going to potentially lose if my stop loss gets hit. So from this point, and what we're doing right now is we're waiting for our confirmations, right? So like with GJ, if we can maintain a whole 220 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 260. Like I said, this is the trade we took yesterday. The trade is still valid. It hasn't hit our stop loss, but I'm looking to see if we can close and hold this low as support because as you can see here, price has kind of just been consolidating up until this candlestick. We see some volume kicking off right now, but you'll know if I'm in a trade if I put the candlesticks on it, right? So yesterday, we watched yesterday's live stream. You'll literally see us enter GJ and gold, and you'll literally see me switch from having the buy ideas to the right of the screen to when I entered the trade, I shifted it to the left. All right. So we're going to be looking right here off this candlestick to see if we can hold this low as support right here. And if you want to know when I'm in trades, TPs, SLs, all that good stuff, you know what to do. Click that link in the description, join the advanced play signal room. That way you know exactly what's going on at all times. You're updated when we're in positions and other trades are going as projected and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'll do like this right here. GU's back up. So let's see if we can close and hold right here. Again, if we can hold 35.35 support, we're going to looking for buys going to 35.60. DJ is pushing as well. All right, y'all. So again, we got news at 8:30. Like always, we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m. I recommend waiting for after the 8:30 news and then see what 9 a.m. 9:30 looks like. Make sure to check out the video I dropped last week. It was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. I know I'm terrible with time. But just go to the playlist How to Trade News. Go to the most recent video. Check out that video. Gold, like I said, I'm not really going to mess with gold unless we retrace and can hold 62 as support. Then we're going to buys come back up to all-time highs. Or if it retraces back to our initial entry yesterday, 36.36, and hold that support, we can look for buys. GU, we're going to be looking for buys if we can break above and hold 36.35 as support. We can look for buys going to 36.60, or we can see price retrace and retest 36.10, and then we can look for buys going back up to 36.35. GJ is doing a nice push right now. We can maintain 220 as support. We're looking for buys going back up to 260. And US30, we're going to be looking for buys as well. US30, we're going to be looking for buys as well. So as long as we can maintain, there we go, 45.830 as support, we can look for buys going to 45.990. Or if we break above and hold 4,600 as support, 45,990 as support, we can look for buys going back into the all-time highs at 46,100. All right, y'all. So that's my game plan for today. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody who's been alive since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been alive since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal from Telegram. If you're interested in how to identify these levels, my signal service, my mentorship program, you already know what to do. Click that link in the description, y'all. And if you want to contact me directly, like always, you can DM me here, Instagram, or Telegram. Well, not here, but Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. I respond to all messages. And yeah, we're going to see what price does these next couple hours. Not going to be going live with the members and students during today's news. We'll be going live with the members most likely Thursday, or maybe Friday. We don't got no news Friday, but definitely Thursday. I got to check my schedule as far as tomorrow is concerned. But yeah, we'll be back at the same time tomorrow, London session for EST.